The ocean is never still. It whispers, it roars, it hides secrets too deep for the world above. But what if the sea itself was calling your name? What if its waves carried not only mystery but destiny? The screen fades in with the endless stretch of water. Dark blue waves crash against the jagged rocks of Seabrook's coastline. The sound is not peaceful, it is restless, like the ocean is trying to speak. A low hum rises from the depths, almost like a song echoing beneath the waves. At first it sounds beautiful, but then it grows sharper, haunting. As though something powerful stirs beneath the surface, a glowing trident flashes in the darkness of the sea. Its light is ancient, fierce, and alive, and with every pulse it sends ripples upward, making the waves crash harder. Seabrook is quiet, unaware of what is waking below. But Addison feels it. She stands on the pier at night, the wind pushing her white hair across her face, her glowing blue eyes fixed on the horizon. Zed is behind her, concerned. But Addison doesn't move. Her hand is tight on the wooden rail, her gaze locked on the ocean as if it's calling to her. The waves respond, surging higher, spraying against the pier. As though answering her heartbeat, Zed steps forward, his voice soft. "Addison, what's out there? What do you see?" She doesn't answer. Instead, the humming sound returns, only louder this time, vibrating in her chest. It's not just noise, it's a pull. The camera pushes closer to her glowing eyes, and we hear her whisper, almost to herself, "It's calling me." Suddenly, the water erupts. A figure rushes past. Beneath the surface, scales glimmering, eyes glowing from the deep. Just for a second, Addison sees it, sleek, fast, otherworldly. Not a fish, not a human. A mermaid. The camera cuts to the trident again, glowing brighter and brighter in the dark ocean. The hum becomes a thunderous pulse, like a heartbeat from the deep. Addison's expression is torn between fear and curiosity. She knows this isn't a dream. This is real. Voiceover narration takes over, low and suspenseful. The ocean has secrets, secrets that refuse to stay hidden. And when it calls, there is no escaping its voice. The waves crash one final time, and the screen cuts to black asterisk. The morning sun rises over Seabrook, painting the skies in shades of orange and pink. The town seems peaceful, almost unaware of the restless ocean just beyond its borders. Children run through the streets, zombies and humans head to school together, and the town feels united at last after years of division. Yet beneath that harmony, something stirs? Something no one is ready for. Addison wakes from a dream that felt too real to ignore. Her room is quiet, but her body trembles. In her dream, she had been underwater, her hair floating around her like white fire, her hands reaching toward a glowing trident. She had heard a voice, soft, melodic, but commanding. "You belong to us, child of the tide." She gasps as she sits up in bed, clutching her chest. Outside, the sound of seagulls mixes with the distant crash of waves. Her heart beats faster. It wasn't just a dream. At school, Addison tries to push it aside. She and Zed walk together, smiling as their friends greet them. Bonzo waves excitedly, Eliza jokes about zombie tech, and even Willa and the wolves seem at peace. But while everyone laughs, Addison's eyes drift toward the horizon beyond the buildings, toward the sea. The pull hasn't gone away, it's stronger than ever. Zed notices her silence. He slows down, gently placing his hand on hers. "You've been different lately," he says softly. "Is it the ocean?" "You've been looking out there all week." Addison hesitates. Her eyes glimmer faintly, betraying her thoughts. "I can feel it, Zed. It's like something's calling me. Like I'm supposed to be out there, in the water." Her voice shakes, torn between fear and fascination. Zed stops walking, his expression tightening. He wants to believe her, but fear creeps in. "Addie, the ocean isn't safe. You know the stories. People say things live out there, things that aren't supposed to exist." He pauses, his voice growing desperate. "I can't lose you. Not to something I can't fight." But before Addison can answer, the ground trembles. Students look around as the air shifts and the sound of the ocean grows louder, as though waves are crashing right through the schoolyard. Everyone rushes outside, drawn by the strange energy. And there, far beyond the pier, the water begins to churn violently. A spiral forms, glowing faintly with blue light. The crowd gasps as a figure rises from the center of the whirlpool. Sleek, powerful, and unlike anything they've ever seen a mermaid. Her scales glimmer in the sun, her eyes sharp with determination. Behind her, other shadows move beneath the water, circling like predators. The mermaid's voice carries across. The shore, smooth yet commanding. Seabrook, you have kept what is ours for too long. Confusion spreads through the crowd. Bonzo mumbles nervously. Willa bares her teeth, and the humans back away in fear. Addison, however, doesn't move. Her glowing eyes widen. Something deep inside her recognizes the voice. The mermaid locks eyes with Addison and points a clawed finger toward her. The ocean calls to its daughter. You cannot hide her anymore. The crowd turns in shock, whispers Ripple, daughter of the ocean. Addison steps back, her breath quickening. Zed immediately moves in front of her, protective, his hands clenched into fists. She doesn't belong to you. She belongs here, with us. The mermaid's expression hardens, her tail whipping against the water, sending a towering splash. Across the shore, she belongs where she was meant to be. The tide does not ask, it takes. Addison's heart pounds as the waves rise higher, crashing against the pier, spraying the terrified crowd. In her chest, the humming returns, louder than ever, vibrating through her bones. She grips Zed's hand, torn between his warmth and the undeniable call from the sea. Voiceover narration cuts in, tense and foreboding. When destiny rises from the deep, no wall, no promise, no love can keep it at bay. The scene slows as Addison's glowing eyes flicker brighter, reflecting the ocean's light. Zed pulls her closer, whispering desperately, "Don't listen to them. Stay with me." "Please?" The screen cuts between Addison's conflicted face, Zed's pleading eyes, and the Mermaid Queen's sharp gaze. The music swells, building tension, before the waves crash violently again, drowning out all sound. The ocean has spoken, and it wants Addison. The town of Seabrook has faced storms before, but never like this. The night sky darkens earlier than it should, clouds churning as if dragged across the heavens by unseen hands. The waves crash harder, shaking the docks, rattling the fishing boats tied to the pier. It feels less like weather and more like war drums. Each surge a warning from the ocean itself. Inside the old community hall, everyone gathers: humans, zombies, werewolves, and even aliens who've stayed since the last battle. Their faces are tense, voices low, arguments breaking out in every corner. Willa slams her claws against the wooden table, growling, "We can't fight the ocean. It's too big, too endless. But we can fight what crawls out of it." Eliza shakes her head, her usual confidence cracked by fear. "You don't get it. These aren't just creatures. They're an army. They've been waiting for centuries. Down there, and now Addison." Her eyes drift toward the girl, glowing faintly in the dim light. "Addison is the key." Addison sits silently in the center, her hands trembling as blue light pulses faintly through her veins. Every time she breathes, it's as if the ocean breathes with her. The voices around her blur into a single noise, drowned out by that haunting hum from the deep. She looks down, whispering almost to herself, "Why me? Why now?" Zed kneels beside her, gripping her hand with desperate strength. His eyes are full of fear, but also fierce determination. "Because you're Addison. You've brought everyone together before. You're not the ocean's daughter, you're Seabrook's heart, and I won't let them take you away." Before she can respond, the hall doors slam open. A gush of seawater floods across the floor, carrying with it shards of glowing shells and strands of seaweed. The town gasps as a figure steps through one of the mermaids, her eyes glowing like the abyss. She doesn't attack. Not yet. She only stares, her voice echoing like waves against stone. "Every tide comes home. Addison, you can't deny what you are. The sea is rising for you." Addison rises slowly, her hair shimmering in the moonlight that filters through the cracked windows. She wants to scream, to deny it, but her chest burns with something she can't explain. When she looks at the mermaid, she feels recognition, as if they've met long before. In dreams she cannot remember. Zed pulls her back, stepping in front once again. His voice cracks, but his stance is unyielding. You'll have to go through me first. The mermaid's lips curl into a cruel smile. And we will. With that, the water surges again, blasting through the windows, flooding the hall. Everyone scrambles, wolves snarling, zombies helping humans to higher ground, aliens firing glowing blasts of light. The hall becomes chaos, a clash between land and sea. Amid the chaos, Addison is swept into the water. She thrashes, but the current feels alive, pulling her deeper, wrapping around her like arms. Her vision blurs, the voices of her friends fading as a new sound overtakes everything. A song, beautiful and terrible, pulling her toward the ocean. For a moment, she gives in. She sees flashes, a kingdom beneath the waves, towers of coral, an ancient throne where the Mermaid Queen waits. And there, beside her throne, a place meant for Addison. Her body glows brighter, her hair floating weightlessly as though she's already underwater. But just as she begins to surrender, a voice cuts through the song, Zed's, faint but desperate. Addison, come back to me. Her eyes snap open. For a second, the song weakens. She kicks against the current, reaching toward the light above. The water fights back, but she pushes harder, her hand breaking through the surface just as Zed dives in after her. He grabs her, pulling her close, refusing to let go. Their eyes meet hers, glowing with destiny, his burning with love. The waves crash harder, furious at their defiance. The Mermaid Queen's voice echoes from the deep, thunderous and final. You cannot fight the tide forever. She will choose, or we will take her. The storm rages louder, lightning splitting the sky. Addison clings to Zed, torn between two worlds. Her destiny screams for the ocean. Her heart beats for him. Voiceover narration rises above the storm. When love stands against destiny, the waves grow violent. But even the strongest tide cannot drown a bond that refuses to break. The scene ends with Addison collapsing into Zed's arms on the shore, coughing, glowing faintly. Behind them, the ocean roars like a living beast, its fury only beginning. The storm does not break, it grows. By now, Seabrook is no longer just a town on the edge of the water. It is a battlefield caught between land and sea. The streets flood. Ankle-deep, boats are torn from their docks and smashed against the shore, and the sky glows with lightning that never seems to fade. The people of Seabrook, human, zombie, werewolf, and alien alike, stand shoulder to shoulder, staring at the horizon where the ocean boils like a living creature, and from that chaos they rise. Dozens of mermaids, sleek and terrifying, gliding across the waves as if the water itself carries them forward. At their center is the Mermaid Queen, her crown of coral glowing faintly with the same light as the ancient trident she carries. Her voice cuts through the storm, sharp and commanding. The child of the tide must return. If you resist, the ocean will claim more than just her, it will claim all of Seabrook. The ground shakes as the waves surge higher, spilling into the streets. Seabrook's defenders brace themselves. The werewolves snarl, glowing eyes locked on the enemy. Zombies form a line, determined to hold their ground, while aliens prepare blasts of otherworldly energy. For once, every species stands as one dot. At the center of it all is Addison, her glow brighter than ever, flickering like a beacon. The Mermaid Queen's eyes lock onto her, full of hunger and certainty. Addison's heart pounds. She feels the ocean inside her veins, but also the warmth of Zed's hand gripping hers. Torn between two worlds, she trembles. Zed leans close, voice breaking but fierce. You don't have to be what they want. You are more than destiny, you're you, and you're mine, Addison. You're ours. The words ignite something deep within her, but before she can answer, the mermaids strike. A wall of water slams into the town, knocking back defenders, scattering friends across the flooded streets. The battle begins. Willa leaps forward with her pack, claws tearing through. Crashing waves, their howls echoing against thunder. Eliza and Bonzo rally the zombies, pushing against the current with raw strength, holding the line as best they can. The aliens fire glowing orbs of energy that light up the night sky, each strike pushing back the mermaids for a moment before. The ocean swallows it again, but no matter how hard they fight, the sea keeps advancing. The Mermaid Queen raises the trident and lightning streaks down from the heavens, splitting the ground near Addison's feet. She screams, falling back, her glow flaring uncontrollably. Water curls around her like a living hand trying to pull. Her in Zed dives to her side, grabbing her shoulders. Addison, fight it. Don't let them take you. She gasps, every nerve in her body aflame. The hum is deafening now, the ocean's call pounding in her skull. She sees visions again, the coral throne, the underwater kingdom, the endless waves, and for a terrifying second, she feels herself slipping. The Queen's voice echoes in her mind. You cannot deny who you are. Choose us. Choose the ocean. But then she sees Zed's face. His eyes are wet, desperate, but steady. Stay with me. Her glow flickers, then surges, brighter than ever. Addison rises to her feet, screaming against the storm. The energy bursts out of her, sending ripples through the air that push back the water. The mermaids recoil, hissing. The Mermaid Queen glares, furious. You cannot fight the tide forever. The Queen roars, slamming the trident into the sea. Another tidal wave rises, higher than any before, ready to crash down and end Seabrook for good. Addison spreads her arms, glowing brighter still, her voice ringing out clear. I am not just yours. I am not just the ocean. I am Seabrook. I am all of it. The light explodes from her, colliding with the tidal wave. For a breathless moment, the world is nothing but water and light, silence and fury. Then the wave shatters, breaking apart, before it can strike the town. The Mermaid Queen stumbles, clutching her trident, her face twisted in rage and disbelief. The storm slows. The waves begin to fall. For the first time, the ocean hesitates. Addison collapses into Zed's arms, exhausted, her glow dimming but still alive. The town stares in awe, silence heavy as the rain softens. But the Queen's voice cuts through one last time, low and promising. This is not the end. You cannot escape what you are. The ocean always wins. With that, the mermaids retreat beneath the waves, vanishing into the dark. The storm fades, leaving Seabrook broken but standing. The camera lingers on Addison and Zed. He brushes her wet hair back, whispering, You're still here. That's all that matters. Addison looks out at the ocean, her eyes glowing faintly, her face full of fear and determination. She whispers softly, But for how long? The screen cuts to black. The title card slams onto the screen in glowing blue letters. Zombies 5 Love vs. the Ocean, 2026. And faintly, almost like an echo, the mermaid song returns soft, haunting, unfinished.